Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the summer solstice and how you can celebrate the summer solstice either by yourself or with your friends, and what are some routines or rituals you can do to bring in the summer season and make your house a cozy space. So what is the summer solstice? Usually that occurs between June 20th and June 22nd in the Northern Hemisphere where I live. And it represents the power of the sun and the abundance that the sun brings, growth of the natural world with the summer season, and the balance between light and dark. The folklore behind the summer solstice is the longest day of the year. The summer solstice is also called Letha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But it's the battle between light and dark. And in this battle, the Oak King, who represents the warm seasons, and the Holly King, who represents the cold seasons, battle for control. And the Oak King, who represents daylight, loses the battle to the Winter King, or the Holly King. And through this battle, because the Oak King loses, the days will progressively get darker, which is why in winter it's dark. I really like folklore and the fantasy fairy tale element behind the story of why the summer solstice happens and why it progressively gets darker. So this is the longest day of the year, and then from here it will get darker because the Holly King won the battle. So how can you celebrate the summer solstice and incorporate it into your life? I'm all about having something to look forward to. So celebrating the summer solstice is something to look forward to for me. Because it's the longest day of the year with the daylight, spending time outside, making wreaths or decoration using flowers, herbs, or other natural materials, lighting a candle or a bonfire, and meditating with the sun's energy, or creating a special meal such as something that has honey or berries. I did, in fact, try to make a special meal, which I can incorporate. I made summer solstice cookies, which were sun-shaped cookies with lemon curd in the middle. And then I made honey cakes in the shape of honeycombs. Neither turned out great. I'll see if I can find a picture. The cookies crumbled, the curd went everywhere. The honey cakes were good, but overcooked on the top, too dense. But Jeff, my boyfriend, said they tasted really good, and I truly love his support. So my favorite part about decorating, one of my favorite things to decorate is the centerpiece of my table, which I like to change out for each season. So I'm going to tell you what I put on my centerpiece and why I chose these things. So I'm going to go through the biggest piece here first, which is my bouquet of flowers. That includes sunflowers, daisies. I don't know what those are, but my mom could tell you. And the reason that I chose this particular bouquet is I wanted to pick flowers that were representative of the summer season, such as daisies and sunflowers. Sunflowers especially are a sign of the summer solstice with their vibrant yellow petals, and they tend to follow the sun at its peak power and energy during the longest day of the year. So sunflowers follow the sun wherever the sun goes, and so that kind of represents summer and the sun's energy. I also chose this. This was a gift to me by my sister-in-law. It's in orange glass. Orange is one of the colors that represents the sun. I made this at my best friend's house. I just thought it was a nice tea light jar that had the same oranges and yellow colors. of course, I had to get this sun candlestick. I got this on Etsy, which I can link in the description box. This is just representing the sun again, and I got a beeswax candle, and I got another beeswax candle. This one had honeycombs. Honey is a big summer ingredient, I guess you would say, or thing that represents summer, as well as bees and their pollination of the flowers. I always keep a little picture in a frame that represents what I'm celebrating. Now here, I'm not going to tip it really because I dropped it last time, is crystals. These crystals are ones that really hone in the sun's energy. I just started Googling how you can use crystals, and it says for the summer solstice to let them charge in the sun. So I'm going to do that, and then you can use them for meditation. I'm going to go through what ones I got and then what they represent. So this is tiger's eye. It's really pretty. It's a solar crystal of courage, strength, and personal power. Helps you feel grounded during times of stress. Enhances confidence and willpower. I also got, I believe this one, let me look. Yeah, I believe this one's a sunstone. Sunstone carries light and happy energies of the sun, empowers and attunes you to your true nature. Great for helping you recharge your energy. Citrine carries and emits solar energy and inspires joy, success, and prosperity. Strengthens your will and sparks your imagination. And then carnelian motivates as you pursue your new goals for harnessing the energy of the summer sun and blossoming in your confidence. So you can use these crystals to meditate. It says to, when I researched it, charge them in the sun's energy, and then that will make you bring abundance, bring confidence, happiness, light, good energy to your space. So I'm changing the scenery a little bit to talk about the next thing I do for summer solstice. Is one of my favorite things to do when seasons change is to make simmer pots. So my aunt got me this copper simmer pot, and I use it every time the seasons change to something new. To put my ingredients in here, put 2 cups of water with your ingredients and just let it simmer. Not only does it cleanse your space and bring in positive energy, especially with what you put in your simmer pot, each thing represents something different, but it makes your house smell really good. So I always keep this jar. This is my simmer pot recipe jar. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I just keep everything in here that I'm gonna put in my simmer pot. These are just fresh cut oranges and lemons, and I'm gonna read to you a little bit about what these each represent. So lavender brings calming and soothing energy into your space. Rosemary brings love and protection. Roses bring love, beauty, and passion. Oranges are good for fertility. I don't want that. Prosperity and good fortune. Lemon for purification and healing. And mint for freshness, hospitality, and abundance. And they make your house smell super great. Especially lemons and oranges. Not only are the color of the sun, but they represent cleanliness and abundance. And summer is all about everything being brought into abundance, flowers, crops, everything like that. So this is my little simmer pot, and I will probably put it on tomorrow for the summer solstice and let it burn and smell up, not necessarily let it simmer and smell up my house. Now behind me, I made this garland yesterday, and I can add a little clip of what it looks like. I have like some sun charms on there. These are all dried oranges that I did myself in the oven. I have little golden bells on there. And I just thought that was a nice piece for my space to bring in abundance and good energy. Now, part of the summer solstice is about having abundance, and with having abundance means you can share with other people. One of my favorite things to do is, as the seasons change, is to make a little basket for one of my friends and find her little items that represent the season that is coming. So I made a little summer solstice basket, and I'm going to show you what's in there. I'm probably gonna insert a voiceover right now that goes through each item as I show it to you and why I chose to put it in the basket. So let's go over what goes in my little picnic basket. First, we have my honeycomb honey cakes that didn't turn out that great. It tastes good. I thrifted this sunflower and butterfly little candlestick, a little golden butterfly, or like a really thin brass butterfly to hang on the wall. What else do we got here? I also gave her a bag of the same rocks. We have the sunstone, tiger's eye, citrine, and carnelian. And I put them in a little pouch. Zip it right up. Next, we got this beautiful citrus garland that I made with charms, bells. I'll link all the little charms I got in the description box, and I dehydrated those oranges myself. What's next? Oh, I also thrifted this sunflower mug, and I put flowers in there, daisies, and sunflowers. What else? Oh, here we go. A simmer pot with fresh cut oranges and lemons and all the herbs. Another thing that you can incorporate for summer solstice is sun-related jewelry. I got these earrings off Etsy, which I can link in the description. Now I wear this daily because me and my best friend have matching ones, but this one is a sun and moon. Also, I got on Etsy, which I can link. And then for the basket, I got my friend, these ones. I thought they were super unique. They're like a sun, and then they have the like stones for the summer solstice, like carnelian, sunstone, citrine. I thought these were really unique and beautiful. So incorporating some fun sun jewelry is another way to celebrate the summer solstice. So when I make a gift basket for somebody else, I like to incorporate little tags on each item to write about what the significance of the item is to the season. So I also like to pick out a ribbon that's representative of the season as well, because it's a summer solstice. I put yellow ribbons on everything, and on the tag I wrote what each thing represents. So this is my simmer pot tag. It says all of the herbs and the oranges and lemons and what they represent and what they symbolize in the simmer pot when my friend chooses to use them. The next thing I'm going to label is this butterfly. Butterflies represent transformation. They also are pollinators and help the plants grow, which is representative of the summer solstice as well. So on the citrus garland, which citrus garlands tend to be used more for the winter solstice, but I wrote that oranges represent abundance, and also the orange color represents the sun. And I also put a bunch of little sun charms and little bells on there that I really like, so that you can hang them up wherever you want. I also made sure to research ahead of time what each crystal represents and how to use them, and I am attaching that to the crystal pouch so she knows what each stone symbolizes and how to best use them for the season. So another part I talked about in the beginning is what the summer solstice is, how it came to be, and what are things that you can do for the summer solstice, or what does it represent. So I usually print out pictures that I find either on Pinterest to represent the season, or I created a couple myself, and I like to write on the back of each card the representation and symbolization of the season. That way the person getting the basket can see all about what's in the basket, why I chose the things in the basket, and then they can use these little cards to either send to a friend who also wants to celebrate, or use them as decoration around the house. So here are all the cards I found on Pinterest to represent the season. The middle one I created myself on Canva, but I just wanted my friend to have a variety of things to choose from, or if she wanted to send them as postcards, she could do that as well. Here's a close-up of my centerpiece with all the flowers that represent the sun, a sun candle holder, glassware, the stones, and the beeswax candle, also the picture frame, which sometimes I change out what's in the middle there. And here real quick is my friend's basket that I put together. Thank you for watching my summer solstice video. I hope that you can celebrate with your friends or family and stay cozy.